been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless.
Welcome everyone to the halfway point of the season for the Advanced Mazda MX-5 Cup Series presented by Heusinkveld. Here on the iRacing service is the top split of the Advanced MX-5 Cup Series. We have another 30 minutes on the clock as we roll into Donington Park, two of the MVP circuits. If I remember correctly, in line we have Donington Park this week, and then next week we have Oulton Park. As we'll go ahead and take a look at the schedule coming into tonight, where we also have our previous winners involved with Nicholas Shepard taking victory at the first two races of the season. Folds won at Sonoma. Shepard did not show up for that week, and then it was Shepard 2 weeks ago at Road Atlanta, the full circuit, putting his third win on the season, and then Folds winning on merit over Shepard, putting up a wonderful defense at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez GP circuit just last week. This week, we're at the GP circuit of Donington Park, and next week we head to Oulton Park as we got the Hungaroring, the Indy Road Course, Tsukuba, the Charlotte Roval, and Sebring all in stores. We'll go ahead and take a look at our starting grid, where Charles Wolfe has qualified on the pole 2/10 over Nicholas Shepard. Defending series champion from last season is Shepard. James Newell qualified third, Eugenio Polici fourth, Olivier Henrico running out the top five as Folds starts off in sixth. Seventh place is Matthew Bartlett. Eighth place, Alex Stockton, new for the top split this week. Ninth place, Matt Mullins, and Aaron Reynolds starts off in 10th. Tom Sanders starts in 11th. 12th place is Gregorio Moreno Jr. 13th place is Michael Coates. Frankie Sugamelli back in the top split once again. He is qualified 14th. 15th place is Tony Wallace. And the drivers that did not qualify in time, 16th and 17th, are Michael Verneau and Justin Reynolds. As we will go ahead and bring it to your live pictures now, taking a look at the field as they sit on the starting grid. On the rare 17 cars for this week, as we have 30 minutes on the clock. Just waiting for everyone to start to grid up. Shepard starting on the left-hand side of the grid, so the graphic was a little bit reversed. It's a bit of a 50-50, but Charles Wolfe will have technically the preferred lane on the right-hand side of the grid, as I'll go ahead and wait for the last three cars to grid. Projected 18 laps for tonight's event. And don't adjust your audio. It is just this quiet for the moment as we await the drivers to grid. And it looks like everyone has gridded. So as the revs rise,
green.
We are green flag racing finally from Donington Park. As the field makes their way down towards turn number 1. I'll see. Does everybody make it through A-OK? Looks to be the case for now. And Matt Mullins, actually, now that I see it, now that we watched the field go through, Matt Mullins has a black flag, no doubt, from a jump start. So Mullins out on the back foot. Not sure as to what it caused this jump start. We'll go ahead and take a look once we get the chance here. But out in front right now, it's the top 6, 7, 8, top 9 as they had started. And that's about to change here as Olivier Henrico is about to go around the outside of Michael Folds. We'll push each other down the straightaway here. Here comes Nicholas Shepard, actually trying to defend against James Newell here. Through the chicane they'll go. And just like that, Charles Wolfe out in front. In the background, it is Michael Folds making a move on Eugenio Polici. Folds up to the 4th place position after starting in 6th. So they go through the hairpin. Great start for Folds so far. Up 2 positions already in the first lap. He is on a charge. Potentially just had a bad qualifying run, but with his race pace so far, looks to be very, very comfortable around here. As the field make their way out of the final corner. And there goes Matt Mullins down in the pit road, having to serve the drive-through penalty. Oh, man, I don't know if he sped on pit road, honestly. Looks like he had to slow way down, but that pit entry line is quite far back. So Mullins all the way to the back of the field. As Charles Wolfe continues to lead, we'll go ahead and see if we can rewind it back to the start of the session here. Not sure as to why Mullins got a... Oh, well, hold on. That's somebody else, actually. Hold on. We'll run this back one more time for Mullins. Oh, there it is. We'll rewind this one more time. I think he just left the clutch a little bit too early. There it is. That's the jump start for Mullins. And then apparently Tony Wallace has run into some sort of issues. Not sure as to what it would be, but he is out and heavily damaged. What's happened to Tony Wallace while we were looking at the replay here? Well, he's gone way off, hard into the... Oh, that was just the tail end of it. Did he get spun? Was there contact with Tony Wallace and somebody else? He's all on his own here. Doesn't hit the gravel. Oh. Oh, no. It may have been a hardware failure. Ooh, that may have been a hardware failure for Tony Wallace. Let's ride in car and listen along. No, just hard left into the wall. I didn't see the wheels snap in any direction, but regardless, we have a battle for the lead. We have a battle between the top 4 cars, basically, for the lead here, as we'll make their way down into the right-hander. Once again, it's side by side between Wolfe and Shepard. As he goes to lead, Folds is going to go up to second. Wolfe getting shuffled out. Here comes Newell as well. This is the entire top 8, all in this one battle here for first place. As we come back to live pictures, look at this, 2 by 2. By 2 and then by 1 effectively. Everyone trying to figure out which lane to use here, as Folds will cross over just into the back bumper of Shepard. Folds doesn't get the preferred lane there. That's going to go to Charles Wolfe, as he'll stay on the left-hand side by side between Wolfe and Newell for 3rd place. It's the usual suspects in P1, P2. Once again, as contact is nearly made, Bartlett nearly goes around. Off the track goes Polici. Maybe a slowdown penalty there for that number 5 machine. Polici's about to get sent all the way back to potentially outside the top 10 if he does have a slowdown penalty. But regardless, it's going to be Michael Folds with the move. Charles Wolfe gets loose, spins directly in front of Bartlett, who avoids. Pushing too hard was Charles Wolfe, and the pole sitter, qualified on pole by over 2/10, has been sent all the way back down to 14th as a result of that mistake. And it's a battle in the back between Sugamelli and looks like Moreno. Moreno gets the best of the battle so far for that 10th place spot. Just up ahead, Matthew Bartlett has snuck his way into the 4th place position. Tires on the gravel just a little bit. Like I said before, the usual suspects, P1, P2, James Newell lurking in third place, looking to put his name on the board as the third different winner of this season. We still have a chance. Last season we had 5 different winners. Could we get a third for this week as we reach the halfway point of the season? Effectively just on at least in terms of wins alone, and that's going to be Nicholas Shepard out in front of the official championship standings. We cannot necessarily predict, is the word I'm looking for. Can't necessarily predict how many points per split that these drivers will get. That's cutting it a little bit close towards the track limits. Luckily, those bollards are not physical objects, so Shepard getting away there, but those are still marking the track limits regardless. As here comes Folds again to the inside, tries to get a little bit of a run. He's going to go way wide, trying to give a very wide berth here, especially after the contact that they had at Road America. Inadvertent contact nonetheless as they were racing for the lead. Folds got shuffled out of contending for the lead to 4th place. Had spun off in the grass previously. James Newell closing the gap just a little bit. He was the fastest of these top 3 drivers just the last time around. Let's go ahead and get that data up on your screen as well for the fastest and previous lap. The fastest lap for Newell was also his previous lap. Works out pretty well if you ask me. Meanwhile, in the back, we do have a battle occurring. Looks like a quick swap, all things considered. Luckily, you caught that on the timing tower on the left-hand side of the screen. A lot quicker than I did. Meanwhile, James Newell is about to make a move for 2nd place. He's just going to go for it right away. He'll have the preferred lane here if he can stay to the inside, but he can't. Folds goes defensive, goes right back to the racing line. It's going to be as they were. And the entire the entire field effectively has pretty much been shuffled. As if we go ahead and start off with the start position, you can see where everybody had started from over on the left-hand side with that timing tower. We have Shepard who started 2nd. He's 1st. Folds started 6th. He's 2nd. Newell started 3rd. He's 3rd. And then we have Barla who started 7th. He sits 4th right now. Polici still in the top 5. Sanders, I think, with the biggest gain so far, as Coates and Moreno battle side by side for the top 10 spot. Coates looking to set his sights on Aaron Reynolds. If we get the position gain loss up on your screen, the highest position gain so far looks to be for Tom Sanders from 11th to where he currently sits in the 6th place position. So far, no battle for the top 10 as they continue to run. Moreno still trying to hold on to it. He's still got some front-end damage. Both Matt Mullins and Tony Wallace effectively out of this event. They're currently marked with meatball flags, basically meaning that they have to repair any damage. And, well, in this instance, a meatball flag is basically a race ender by this point if a driver does have that. Meanwhile, just up ahead, actually, Olivier Heinricho and Tom Sanders are going to be battling for the 6th place spot. As Sanders goes a little bit wide, this could set him up for a move by Heinricho, but I keep pronouncing Heinricho. It's Henrico, as Henrico will stick behind, not able to carry the momentum just yet. He might look to do so here unless he's just going to push Sanders. Nope, he'll move to the inside lane. It's what will be the inside lane and the preferred lane into the chicane here. First on the brakes, though, is Olivier, and Sanders will go through. Did he cut through the chicane? Evidence by him staying out ahead makes me think no. As Coates is actually about to make a move here for the 9th place position on Aaron Reynolds here, just in the background. Coates hard on the brakes. You see the discs glowing with all the cars in the braking zone here. As they make their way through the hairpin, Coates up to P9 in car number 9. Coates is very consistent. He's just happened to run into a lot of bad luck recently. A lot of random bad luck as well, if you ask me. As Sanders is a little bit wide, way on the racing line. I thought he was starting to slow down, but doesn't look to be the case. A slot in behind Henrico for the 6th place spot. Looks like they will continue to stay single file just through here. Newell has dropped back a little bit from the top 3 battle, just ever so slightly. I think all 3 drivers having their tires off in the gravel. Same with Bartlett. Eugenio Polici actually closing in on Matthew Bartlett here. Likely see these two battle in the next couple laps. As way wide goes Shepard. They are racking up a lot of off tracks here. And if you rack up enough off tracks, you will get a drive-through penalty. So they'll have to be very, very careful and keep the car within the limits. If I remember correctly. Now, we don't have the exact number of how many incident points that these drivers do have at any given time. We only know that number after the session. Only the drivers know how many incident points that they themselves have. They don't know how many any others have. The limit of incident points, I believe, is 17. And then triggers the drive-through penalty for too many incident points. So, hypothetically, the driver could go off 17 different times, so effectively once per lap, but one time too many, and you do get a black flag, and you have to serve a drive-through penalty. So we'll see if that does come to bite these drivers in return. Keeping in mind that we do have an estimate of 18 laps, so we'll see how things fare as Bartlett is going to fall back behind Eugenio Polici here. As Polici will make his way through. Bartlett with a little bit of front-end damage on the right front in terms of the car. You can see the hood is pushed up just ever so slightly. Not sure what contact was made there. Well, that contact made nonetheless for Matthew Bartlett. So he'll stick behind Eugenio Polici. Can't see the deformation on Bartlett's car. Number 7 versus Polici, where it's just kind of, well, it's factory new, basically. Does Bartlett decide to make a move, or does he decide to stay right behind number 5 of Polici? Looks like he'll stay in line for now. As up for the top 3. No moves as of yet, but it could definitely be possible here. Let's see how things fare into the chicane once again. There goes Shepard. Just keeping it within limits. In fact, let's go ahead and go back to the rest of the field going through. It's going to be Polici alongside Matthew Bartlett, because Bartlett is going to be on the offensive here. Harder on the brakes is Polici. He'll try and now break into the hairpin. Nothing doing there. Tries for a switchback, but the brake lights and the slight twitch on corner exit tell the entire story there that Bartlett. Nope, I was right the first time. Polici was pushing just a little bit too hard. Speaking of pushing hard, it's going to be Michael Fold passing alongside Nicholas Shepard. Down the main straight we go. Shepard probably just let him in as well, to be fair. After all of this, the previous lap as Polici, oh, never mind, Polici and Bartlett side by side once again into turn number 1. I was about to compare lap times, but it looks to be the last time by. Believe it or not, 0.8 of a second faster on average were the entire top 3 versus Polici and Bartlett. So I was about to say, maybe they could catch up, but instead, because of how often these two have been battling, they've actually dragged themselves back to the clutches of Olivier Henrico and Tom Sanders. Alex Stockton, we haven't really talked about too much, but if I remember correctly, ever since we started broadcasting the Advanced MX-5 Cup Series here on the iRacing service since, well, last season, so give or take 4 or 5 months, we have not seen, I believe, Alex Stockton before, so good to see that he has made the top split for at least this week. Hopefully we get to see him a little bit more often. Quiet day for him so far. Started 8th. He currently sits in 8th, so I would say it's a pretty successful day, all things considered. As we come back to the top 3, we see James Newell trying to get around Nicholas Shepard, trying his best to do so, but Nothing doing in the hairpin just yet, so it's still the top three of Folds, Shepard, and Newell. As we jump back to the 4th place battle, about to become a 3-car battle here, potentially a 4-car battle, as Polici gets a little bit on the back bumper of, as Bartlett gets on the back bumper of Polici through the final corner there, but this has brought in Henrico into this battle, and just behind them it's Alex Stockton getting by Tom Sanders, who I think nearly runs in the back of him twice, actually. I was about to say, so much for the sitting 8th and start 8th, because now +1 position for Alex Stockton. Sanders is all over the back bumper, though. I think Stockton's braking a little bit early, though. You can tell just from the body language of the car, he goes off track. Sanders is going to go around the outside. Does he keep it within track limits? He does. These two will be drag racing. Now they single file themselves out, and Sanders now back up ahead of Alex Stockton. And a little bit more and more racy as we get through to the final stages of this race. Just about 13 minutes left on the timer in this 30-minute race. Lap 10 of a projected 18. So we have 2 different 3-car battles here. In fact, we have an extension of 3 different 3-car battles here, because we have this one battle for the 3rd place position here. Sorry, 1st place position. This 3-car battle for the 1st place position between Folds, Shepard, and Newell. And then we come back to Polici, Bartlett, and Henrico for 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then we go back just one more time for the 7th place battle between Sanders, Stockton, and now Coates. In fact, I believe there's just a position swap just behind, actually. That is between Reynolds and Wolf. And man, pole sitter Charles Wolf qualified on the front row, qualified in 1st place, 2/10 over Nicholas Shepard. We've seen Wolf occasionally around the top 5, if not in the top 5, and sometimes the top 3 in these last few races, but this track had gotten the better of him there on the exit of the hairpin, as he just got too much traction and over revved the car, spun the rear wheels, and then spun all the way down to 14th. He has currently climbed himself back up to 11th, looking to at least get a top 10 finish out of this event. Still Folds, Shepard, and Newell so far. Newell not able to make any headway just yet, as these separate 3-car groups make their way through. Rule of 3 taking it quite literally here at Donington Park. So, I always say this, considering we have a different name in contention, effectively for the win this week. But what I will say is that every single time we seem to have a driver in line for a different winner of the season, we always end up having a repeat winner. So, I would pose the question, especially now that we have this race occurring between the 3 best cars effectively in the field, as you can tell from their car numbers, sorted by iRating. It's Folds, Shepard, then Newell. How much of, I mean, technically we do have a 2 out of 3 chance of getting a repeat winner here. That being either Folds or Shepard, and then the 1 and 3 being the new winner is Newell. And it looks like that might actually be the case here. If Newell does get alongside Nicholas Shepard here, downhill we go. Not going to be the preferred lane, though. Newell kind of backs off just a little bit, and he backs way off just to be safe, falls right back in line. He had a look, though, and he's about to go for it again here, I would think, on the uphill. It looked like he carried more momentum out of the corner, but he's just not able to get there. He'll show the nose, but he's still just not able to put the car firmly alongside. It's a very tricky portion of the track to pass, but either it's a 3rd win on the season for Folds to match Nicholas Shepard's 3 wins that he has gotten as well. It's a new winner this season, as Coates has spun around off in the background. It looks like he might just go ahead and tow it. What has happened to Michael Coates? Hard on the brakes. Oh, it's the tires on the grass. It's the tires on the grass. No. Oh, man. We'll run this back one more time. Just barely getting the left side tires on the grass. He's hard on the brakes, and right there, just barely gets the tires on the grass, and that effectively sends his car around. And he has decided to tow and put behind the virtual wall here. As Coates has officially retired from at least this event. Well, where do we sit with just over 8.5 minutes remaining? Let's go ahead and run through, and you know what? I think the best way to show this is just show the start position of everybody. Try that one more time. There we go. And the story of the race kind of shows itself here. If you just simply look at the timing tower, that's another off track for Foles, by the way. Maybe for Shepard, couldn't tell from the angle that we were looking at. But definitely for Foles, another off track. I'll be careful with those off tracks. As we have going down the order from 1st to 17th. Wait a minute, has Aaron Reynolds gone around? Yes, he has. What's happened to Aaron Reynolds? Did he do the same thing that happened to Coates? Take a look at the number 13, first car on line here. And on the brakes, and no! He's already losing traction, actually. That was contact from, was it Sugamelli? As we come back live, Olivier Henrico has actually dropped out of the server for the moment. He's dropped off the timing tower. You'll see him drop down the timing order. It is a connection issue for Henrico. And it's a battle for P6 between Sanders and Wolf. And while Sanders is basically doing the most blatant, hey, yeah, go on ahead, I'm not really going to fight you, by being all the way on the other side of the track. But Olivier Henrico has effectively dropped out of this race now. After starting in 5th and hanging on as best he could, he was battling for about the 5th, 6th spot, but now officially Henrico has dropped out of the server due to a connection issue. With 7 minutes remaining, he is out. Tony Wallace, by the way, is still in the server, has not got back out on track yet. Not sure how many more places he could get, potentially one, but Henrico has reconnected. So I'll give him time to load in, no doubt. So the initial connection was established back for Henrico, so he is trying to get back in, trying to minimize the damage. And depending on how the rest of this race goes, he will at least secure the 14th place spot officially, as Coates and Mullins are effectively out. Wallace, well, 12 laps down. He's not going to be anywhere near Henrico, but no doubt at least trying to minimize the damage is Henrico. Down into the chicane they'll go. Everyone's staying single file for now. Tires on the grass for Newell. Trying to find a way around Nicholas Shepard. The challenge for the lead, as Shepard was quite hard on the brakes there. He nearly tapped himself into the back bumper of Michael Foles. I for sure thought that Foles was going to go around. Does Newell try and go for the pass? No, not quite yet. We haven't done this quite yet, so we'll do this now as a chance. Let's go ahead and ride on board James Newell for a lap around Donington Park. on great timing as we come to the end of the lap, because here comes Newell to the left-hand side. It was a slow up on the corner exit by Michael Folds that slowed down Shepard. Does Shepard fight back? He does. So our fourth gear is just a suggestion here at this point, considering how much these drivers are fighting the car as well. Newell's still there. He does have the nose there, but right now he is officially clear. Shepard hard shuts the door. Hard defense from Shepard. And this is allowing Michael Folds to just pull away. Going wide again is Shepard. No black flag yet. I'm going to be looking very close here at our timing tower on our side. Making a mental note to build that into the graphics for next time. Oh man, for black flags, in case anyone does get a black flag, just so you at home can also follow along with what we have as well. A little bit difficult considering our timing tower. As you can tell, the main background is dark, so it would be a slight problem, but we'll see what we can do in terms of theming and everything, as hard on the brakes go the entire top three through the chicane once again. Balls have gotten loose on the outside, or the exit of the final corner. Does Newell try and go for it here into the hairpin? He's got one more lap to basically try for something here, because this time by, will it be the final lap is the question. I think we're tracking towards that point. We have 2 minutes remaining. The lap times that these drivers do is a 1:45. So we'll see as they cross the start-finish line. It is 2 laps to go. This time by 2 laps to go, 2 more attempts for, well, overall at least, for Newell to try and make a charge up to second and potentially first place. But this is also a chance for Shepard to go with a 4th win on the season. This is a chance for Folds to go with a 3rd win on the season, to showcase that saying like, hey, last season it may have been a little bit off for me, but this season I'm going to be the one to challenge Shepard for the championship, as all 3 drivers go off the track. Still no black flags just yet, and here comes Shepard to the inside. Side by side for the lead. Could that have been the move? Here comes Folds trying to defend. Here comes James Newell right to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, I should say. He is even. He is fully alongside Shepard as they'll go down into the braking zone here. Uphill. Does Shepard get forced off? No, they both give each other room, and Newell with a very close defense. Shepard is showing that he is there. He is alongside, but not by much. Not enough of an overlap. He will be side by side, though. Into the chicane they'll go. Who breaks first? Contact is made. Newell gets shuffled backwards. So does Shepard, and throughout all of this, Folds is running away with it. Last week it was defense on merit over Shepard. This week it's a third party in the form of James Newell. Could Shepard, for the first time in a while, I believe, actually, be demoted outside of even so much as the top 2 at this point? Hard on the brakes, these 2 drivers will go. This is for second place, as we'll reach the white flag this time by. A little bit wide, but they're okay. The white flag being waved here. Shepard hard on the defensive. Meanwhile, Folds is absolutely setting sail. Here comes Newell back on the racing line. He'll go. Defensive line for Shepard. Contact is made. He was a bit too slow on corner entry because of the unorthodox lane that he took. But we have the last lap this time by. And Newell trying to fight for all it's worth, trying to find any sort of a way to get by Shepard. He's going to be the first one on the brakes, slides through the corner. They swap positions this time. It's advantage to Newell here as they go uphill. Look how close these 2 are running. Again, Folds still ahead. But this could be for the lead if Folds does make a mistake. Harder on the brakes is Newell. He'll swing the car around up to second place. And just like that, they are 4 seconds behind the leader of Michael Folds. And this battle still could continue on, and we'll stick with this battle. In fact, we have another battle here in the back for about the 9th place position. Stockton in 9th, Moreno, actually no, Stockton 8th, Moreno 9th, 10th place. Frankie Sugamelli looking to improve his position here as they'll go through the chicane and off the track. We just cut to it. It was Newell. Newell had cut through the chicane. That surely is a slowdown penalty. No, wait, Shepard slows down as well. Did Shepard also go off the track? This is bringing in Eugenio Polici to this battle for a potential 3rd place victory. Out of the final corner comes Michael Folds, and just like that, he is 2 for 2 back-to-back is Michael Folds as he wins at Donington Park this week for the 3rd time this season. It's Michael Folds in victory lane, and James Newell bests Nicholas Shepard at the start-finish line in a fantastic battle. Eugenio Polici 4th, 5th place is Matthew Bartlett, and then this battle coming to the line, it's going to be Stockton, Moreno, Sugamelli, practically staggered 3 wide as they'll round out their finishing positions. We'll immediately are going to go ahead and run back for a replay here to see what happened with Newell. This is at the end of the race. We're going to go back a little bit more. Here we are. So this is going to be coming into the chicane. What happened here? Because when we cut to it, they were side by side. I saw that swap happen there on the timing tower. They were side by side, and then right when we cut to them, it was Newell getting pushed off the track. Shepard stayed in line, so I wonder if that was a little bit of a redress, effectively. A little bit of a sportsman-like move from Shepard saying, like, hey, I don't want to get positioned that way. You can have that back. Because Shepard did not cut through the chicane here. If we go to the static shot here, through the chicane, and then we'll see. We can look at Shepard on the camera right-hand side. I think, yeah, he does go a little bit wide, so I think for Shepard, that was just a little bit of a sportsman-like move because Newell does get effectively pushed off the track, and I don't think Shepard wanted to have Newell lose a position like that. I think he was aware. So he goes to the side and then just gives back the spot. Very good sportsman-like. I think Shepard could pretty much could afford that. All things considered, especially the championship, as Folds comes through with the victory out on the final corner. Go ahead and show you the finishing results from this race as Folds is victorious. James Newell 2nd, 3rd place Nicholas Shepard, 4th place Eugenio Polici, 5th place is Matthew Bartlett. Charles Wolf 6th place. Very quiet recovery. We completely missed that, but Charles Wolf a very fantastic recovery by the end of the day. He qualified first, spun down all the way to 14th, climbs his way back up into 6th place. And while we didn't show, at least on screen, his improvement position, luckily we have the timing tower. And secondly, shout out to Charles Wolf for that kind of recovery. Shows that he could have been a huge contender within the battle for the win here. 7th place is Tom Sanders. Alex Stockton finishes 8th. Gregorio Moreno Jr. 9th. And 10th place is Frankie Sugamelli. The bottom half of the grid is Aaron Reynolds in 11th. Michael Verneau 12th. Justin Reynolds 13th. And yes, those two are related. They are brothers of Aaron and Justin. Olivier Henrico with a connection blip midway through the race does manage to reconnect and recovers to minimizes damage, I should say, to finish in 14th. 15th place, Michael Coates. 16th, Matt Mullins. And 17th is Tony Wallace. Well, that was a race and a half. And what a race that was, as we'll go ahead and throw it to the B-roll as well here on your screen. My goodness, that was the smallest grid that we had this season so far as well. So the split, we had 3 different splits. So I wonder if a few drivers that would have been 17th, 18th, and 19th would have ended up, or 18th, 19th, and 20th, I should say, would have ended up here in the top split. But that just did not occur. But next week, We continue on, but looking at the, we'll update this for the next week, but it is Shepherd, Folds, and soon to be Folds. We'll update that graphic next week, but next week we also head to the second portion of our little mini European run. I should say UK run, technically speaking, because we head to Donington Park for the international circuit. This track was also refreshed, I believe, 2 builds ago. So it's going to be absolutely a lot of fun to see what the MX-5s will have in store here, because this track is a challenge and a half enough as it is, but add in the hairpin, which I believe is going to be included in the speed roll as well, add in the hairpin and the chicane, and it just becomes all sorts of chaos. As here's the portion of the track. This track's going to be hard on the brakes, and then just on a long right-hander, slightly uphill. I think a little bit banked as well from this angle that you can tell. So Donington Park is up next to kick off the second half of the advanced Mazda MX-5 Cup Series presented by Heusinkveld here on the iRacing service. Will we have another repeat winner in the form of Shepherd or Folds, or will we kick off the second half of the season with a new winner? All that remains to be seen, with another 30-minute race just next week. Tune in on the Racing Line Network at the same time. I'll go ahead and see you on the racetrack. We'll see you next week in Donington Park. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you for the second half of the season.